She told me I was pathetic, that I'd die alone. She spat racist insults at me in front of people I called my friends. For a while, I almost believed her. But then, without me lifting a finger, karma hit her so hard it destroyed everything she thought she had. And the most satisfying part? I didn't have to plan a thing. I was 27 years old, living thousands of miles from home. The final stretch of my PhD was supposed to feel like the reward after years of sacrifice. But instead, it felt like drowning in deep water with no shore in sight. The job market was brutal, the competition merciless. Nights blurred into mornings, and stress clung to me like a second skin. In all that chaos, my one saving grace was my little group of friends. We were mismatched, like pieces from different puzzles, but somehow we fit together. Among them was Anna. She was 30, already finished with her PhD, and working in industry. At first, I admired her. She seemed fearless, someone who always spoke her mind, who took up space without apology. I thought she was the kind of friend I needed. Strong, confident, unshakable. For a while, we were close. We'd grab coffee, vent about work, even laugh until our cheeks hurt. But cracks appeared. The same confidence that had inspired me slowly revealed itself as arrogance. Her honesty started to sting like knives. She had a way of making people feel small, like she needed to be in control of every situation. Still, I made excuses. Nobody's perfect, I told myself. Friendship is about accepting flaws. So I stayed, even when she pushed boundaries that left me uncomfortable. When Anna started dating Ben, a 23-year-old from our group, I didn't think much of it. He was sweet but naive, still figuring out who he was. She was older, more experienced, and honestly, a little overbearing with him too. But what really shook me was how her attention shifted toward me. There's one thing about me Anna never respected: my boundaries. I've never been in a relationship, and that's something personal. I don't like being interrogated about it. But Anna couldn't leave it alone. Every conversation turned into questions about my love life. Why wasn't I dating? Why wouldn't I try apps? Why wasn't I giving this or that guy a chance? She even tried to push me toward Chris, another friend in our circle, like she had the right to decide who I should be with. Each time I'd try to brush it off, explain politely that dating wasn't my focus. But she wouldn't stop. It wasn't curiosity. It was pressure, and it exhausted me. And then came Dan. Dan was 28. When I first met him, he rubbed me the wrong way. Arrogant, detached, always keeping people at arm's length. He rarely showed up to group events unless someone dragged him along. We had this strange love-hate relationship where we clashed as often as we laughed. But little by little, he started changing. He came around more often. He asked questions, listened, paid attention. Then came the weekend that shifted everything. We both ended up in the same city for work. The roads closed because of snow, and he couldn't get back. I offered my hotel couch. Nothing physical happened, but the hours we spent talking were electric. We laughed until our ribs hurt, shared secrets we hadn't told anyone else. And when I looked at him, something was different. It felt like he saw me, the real me, without judgment. After that, something clicked. Inside jokes formed. Small smiles turned into long conversations. Our group noticed the shift, and of course Anna noticed too. She latched onto it like a hawk. Suddenly, every conversation became about me and Dan. Why wasn't I dating him? Was I stringing him along? Didn't I know how he felt? She said it so loudly, so often, that it began to poison the air. I explained again and again I couldn't. My PhD was ending. I wasn't staying in this country. Dan had his own commitments back home. A relationship just wasn't realistic. Dan respected that. He never pushed. He stayed my friend. But Anna? She twisted it into something ugly. The breaking point came one night after a group outing. I was sick, pale, and shivering. Dan offered me a ride home. In the parking lot, he paused. His voice shook as he confessed how he felt about me. My chest tightened. Part of me wanted to say yes, to throw caution aside. But the rational part of me knew it couldn't work. I told him the truth. I couldn't start something I knew I couldn't finish. And you know what? He didn't argue. He didn't guilt me. He nodded, said he respected my boundaries, and promised to stay my friend. And he meant it. But when Anna found out, she lost it. She screamed that I was breadcrumbing him, stringing him along. She spat the word disgusting like poison. And then came the daggers that pierced deepest. You're going to end up alone. You'll die single because you don't deserve love. The words hit me like a slap. My chest burned. My hands trembled. And then, as if that wasn't enough, she threw in racist remarks, mocking me for being South Asian, mocking the idea of me and Dan together as if my very identity was shameful. I swallowed the pain, trying to move on, but her words lingered, whispering in the dark when I tried to sleep. The night I hosted the group at my place, it all boiled over. It happened to be Dan's birthday, and we planned a small surprise with cake. An hour before everyone arrived, Anna cornered me again. She accused me of seeking attention, said I was trying to impress Dan, told me I didn't understand men, that I was pathetic. And then she delivered the cruelest blow yet. You don't deserve anyone. You'll die alone. I almost canceled everything right then. My hands shook so badly I nearly dropped the cake. But another friend gently talked me through it, and I forced a smile. The party went on, but my spirit was cracked. Later that night, the stress overwhelmed me so badly I fainted. When I opened my eyes, 3 friends, including Dan, were there, sitting beside me, making sure I was okay. Their faces were tight with anger, furious at Anna, but I begged them not to confront her. I still wanted peace. Peace wasn't what Anna wanted. Weeks later, we were at a friend's wedding. The atmosphere was warm, filled with laughter and music. At one point, a teenage relative mistook me and Dan for a couple and asked us to dance. We laughed it off, explained it was a misunderstanding. But Anna couldn't resist her moment. She raised her voice sharp as glass and declared in front of everyone, they're just friends with benefits. The room froze. Conversations died. My cheeks flushed hot, my stomach dropped like a stone. I couldn't breathe. Humiliation choked me, and before I knew it, I was walking out, the world blurring around me. And that's when karma struck. Later that night at the after party, Anna walked in on Ben, her boyfriend, making out with another girl. The humiliation was immediate. The breakup was dramatic, explosive, and very, very public. People whispered, eyes wide, as she stormed out with tears and fury written across her face. But karma wasn't finished. Humiliated and desperate, Anna went to Dan's place, hoping for comfort. She thought the man she accused me of stringing along would open his arms to her. But Dan, he refused. He looked her in the eyes and told her to leave. And slowly, piece by piece, the group she once controlled turned away. Friends distanced themselves. Invitations stopped coming. Conversations grew colder. Anna, who once strutted into every room like she owned it, was suddenly alone. So alone, she packed her things and went to stay with her sister. Meanwhile, I didn't have to lift a finger. I didn't scheme, I didn't plot, I didn't destroy. Karma did it for me. The same woman who mocked me for being single, who told me I'd die alone, was left abandoned, rejected, and shunned. And me? I realized something powerful. People like Anna always dig their own graves. Their cruelty, their insecurity, their desperate need to control, it all circles back. And when it does, it's louder, harsher, and far more humiliating than anything I could ever plan. Sometimes the most powerful revenge is patience. It's walking away. It's letting people reveal themselves, because when they do, karma doesn't miss. So if you've ever been humiliated, mocked, or told you'll end up alone, remember this. The world has a way of balancing itself. And sometimes, the sweetest revenge is standing tall while karma writes the ending for you.